Hi guys, welcome to this video. Well, in this video we're gonna talk about Docker. What's Docker and the Docker commands, where we're gonna use, and which kind of commands we're gonna use and why we're gonna use. Now let's see that Docker is nothing but is a containers. Imagine that philosophically speaking we have a container, so we would like to make every container has its own let's say installation packages, as its own requirements. So any kind of container is not going to, let's say, attach to another container unless you want it, or you want to create like link between them. All right, so it's like every container is more or less isolated from other containers in a way, in an accurate way and precise, efficient way. All right, so let's see Docker commands. Now we have a Docker pull commands, Docker ps commands. I'm going to explain what's those. Well, in this course I would like to, in this video I would like to show you that Docker pull command is nothing but Docker pull image. Is going to pull, it's like a fetch image from Docker Hub. All right, so Docker Hub, if you would like to use some images, you have to take it from Docker Hub. So command is nothing but Docker pull. We're gonna see in the next videos how to do it in more detail. Docker ps command also we're gonna use a lot. Check if any other running container is already existed, but you can also take some notes, or if you want you can download also let's say you can write some notes and to keep it. I don't want to put actually everything in a description. I want you also to write in, to take, because when you're writing you are remembering very well, and it's nothing but self skills. So Docker ps command also checking if running container after stopping container you have some stop container. So Docker ps command checking if there is any running container. So with the Docker ps command we can see also Docker ID, Docker name. So Docker ps -a command if showing that if already any container stopped or not. If there is any container stopped, how we can clean, how can we remove it? We have to clean, destroy that stop container, otherwise it consumes our whole memory. So which command we gonna use? Docker container prune command, prune stop container, otherwise can cause memory crash. Be careful about it, because in my past when I was very new in Docker I had this kind of problems. So please, you shouldn't have this problem, so please be careful about it. So if you want to see that which kind of images you have already pulled from Docker Hub and which kind of images you are using locally, so you can use with this command visualize your pulled images with Docker pull image. Okay, so if you want to make a copy for a local file, if you want to make any copy in a local file, or which is located in the local home directory, to the directory that working in the working directory of the Docker container, because Docker container of working directory is isolated, so it doesn't have a connection with the outside of the world. So for copying for any kind of file which is located in your home, desktop, documents, downloads, what you're gonna use? You're gonna use a Docker command, Docker copy command, file name, and two container ID. We're gonna see in more detail those skills. We're gonna use a lot this kind of commands. So Docker, if you want to see all images, which is nothing but pulled images, you're gonna see with their actually information, with their data, with their let's say pull time, when it's pulled, you're gonna use Docker images -a. So if you want to use filter output based on conditions provided, you can use Docker images -f. Only you want to see, if you want to see only image ID, you're gonna use just Docker images, you're gonna see only IDs. Right, so in the next command, Docker commands, you're gonna use some other commands. Docker network prune, it's nothing very important, copy code. This will also prompt for confirmation before removing any unused network. So we are not going to use this command too much, because it's a dangerous command. Actually it can destroy your all let's say network Docker image server. Okay, it's not good idea to use this command unless you want to destroy all your Docker images. So don't use this, but just I want to show you that what's that. Okay, so Docker build command we're gonna use a lot. Docker build Docker file which is created on local directory. So if you create your Docker file with the commands, so it's nothing but we're gonna use a lot for building first, then after building we will run the Docker file. So it's nothing but to make it operative, you have to run our Docker file. So after running, imagine we finish our work. So what you have to do, we have to stop the Docker. So we have to Docker stop. If you want to see some, as you can see with the Docker ps command, you can see if it's any container running in backend, you don't know it's consuming memory, so you can stop Docker stop with the Docker stop command. All right. So there is also after stopping container, it's nothing but doesn't mean that you already removed. No, you have to remove that container if you want to use again with that kind of name. All right. So that kind of name. So you can remove your container with a container which is nothing but could be container ID or can be container name. All right. So we have also removed Docker images here. No, Docker remove image to remove particularly specific image. All right. So you can see also you can list images, list Docker images, Docker image ls. No, and if finally imagine that you have already Docker image, you have already created, you are professional, you finished everything, and some member of your team wants to use that Docker file, Docker image. So how to use it, and it's working, smart working, and he cannot come to the office. So what you need to do, so you cannot keep everything locally, so you have to push it to Docker Hub to make it post request. All right. How you can do it, first you have to create your account in a Docker Hub. Let's say here, no, in a Docker Hub you have to create account, you have to register, you have to put your mail, email, password, everything. Then you have to agree with the policy requirements. Then you have to register. Now after that, what you need to do is nothing but you need to in a directory, you have to do like this, Docker login. I'm not going to do now because I don't want to do it. Then after that, automatically you can see here Docker login. You see it's asking password from me. If I put the password, it's gonna ask me username and the password, which are already set it here. No, it's already set it here. So it's going to compare with the database Docker Hub to know about you. So after that, you have requirements. You have a pull requirements to push. First you have to create a tag. Okay, you have to create a tag with a command. Imagine that you have an image TensorFlow latest GPU, which I will have, also you will have. So I put my name Fikrat, not TensorFlow latest GPU. You can put your name and to make this tag. After that, what you need to do, actually let me show you. Well, you can push. You can push here. You can see that you can push Docker push Fikrat TensorFlow latest GPU to the let's say to Docker Hub. This is nothing but is going to push your Docker Hub, but it will take some minutes depending how your Docker image is big and consuming like 10 GB, 20 GB, 25 GB. All right, it's nothing but very big file, so it's going to push that file. Depends on how it's big, it will take you that some time. All right, but I would like to tell you in this next videos we're gonna see you need more patience to work on. If you don't know some Python skills, don't worry, believe yourself. You have to believe yourself. You can do it and you will do it. There is no way. You have to try hard again and again and again and again, and finally you will win. Not only you, every person that's gonna work very hard is gonna achieve a big success in the next future. All right, so all this for thanks for watching, thanks to you for your attention, that you shared your time with me. We're gonna see more things in next videos. See you in the next videos. Have a nice